Using technology as their canvas, they rely on skilled hands to achieve exceptional precision. Guided by innovation, they apply ingenuity to overcome technical barriers. Driven by the pursuit of excellence, they use master craftsmanship to build the heavy equipment of a great nation. From traditional manufacturing to intelligent manufacturing, they remain true to their original mission through craftsmanship. At present, only 3 countries in the world are capable of building ocean drilling vessels. The ship is large enough to carry all our dreams. Yet the space for work is so small that only 2 millimeters remain. Holding a welding torch for 8 consecutive hours, welding around pipelines at 360 degrees in a complex environment, covering more than 300 meters of welding trajectory, the distance between the welding rod and the seam must be maintained within 2 millimeters. It is a test of steady hands and steady hearts. Even the slightest deviation could create major risks for the deep-sea operations of the Dream. With 545 welds, over 2,000 working hours, a 99.1% pass rate, and a 100% acceptance rate, the team achieved millimeter-level precision on the deep-sea weld bead. Now, I can finally give myself a well-earned thumbs up. On November 17, 2024, China's first ocean drilling vessel, the Dream, independently designed and built in China, was officially launched in Guangzhou. This deep-sea research vessel has overcome multiple world-class technical challenges and is currently the only scientific vessel capable of drilling to a depth of 11,000 meters. However, this very number also brought a major challenge to Zhang Xianhen's team. During deep-sea operations, large volumes of mud are pumped through the high-pressure mud pipeline of the Dream into the 11,000-meter drill pipe beneath the sea surface, then sprayed out from the drill bit to help cut through seabed rock and complete deep-sea sampling. The pressure on the entire system is equivalent to a 1-ton car pressing down on a fingernail. It was their first time undertaking welding for such a high-pressure pipeline, and there was no prior experience to draw from. What impressed me most was that during our welding process, small pores would sometimes appear when the pipe was inspected. Under high-pressure operation, even tiny pores invisible to the naked eye could rupture, causing the entire high-pressure mud system to crack or even burst. The Dream operates multiple systems simultaneously, and if this issue was not resolved quickly, the overall construction schedule would be delayed. Just when everyone felt at a loss, Zhang Xianhen steadied himself and immersed himself in the welding laboratory. This calm confidence in tackling difficult tasks is not something one is born with. Zhang Xianhen, from the mountainous region of Sichuan, demonstrated exceptional welding skills early on and participated in the welding of the world's first intelligent bulk carrier, the Daisy, at the age of 19. At 20, he confidently registered for the World Skills Competition. The outcome, however, was a major setback. At that time, I had already been working for several years and felt that welding pipes had become routine, as if I had mastered everything I needed to know. But when I entered the competition, I realized that our welding still had a long way to go, and the work produced by others was far superior. While others won awards, we were merely there as background participants. It was then that I understood how endless the pursuit of welding mastery truly is. Over the next 7 years, Zhang Xianhen settled down with a clear goal: to become a world-class master of his craft. To overcome welding challenges, he trained relentlessly. Welding is a craft, but it also requires patience and dedication. At a young age, Zhang Xianhen learned to think quietly and reflect deeply on welding techniques. On the Dream, he repeatedly tested and adjusted everything from the properties of different welding rods to the optimal welding temperature. After about a week, I discovered that if the arc height stayed around 2 millimeters and remained stable without extinguishing midway, the weld would come out perfectly. Since joining the construction of the dream, I know I will continue contributing to major national projects in the future. I feel truly proud to be part of this work. My challenge is to use an 8-pound electric drill to remove exactly 1 milligram of alloy in a single attempt without being able to see it. Such delicate work does not rely on visual measurement, but on sensitivity, precision, and intuition. I am confident that I can achieve exactly 1 milligram. I can handle a wide range of materials with ease. One milligram may seem insignificant, but to me, its importance feels immense, as it directly affects the performance of our country's main battle aircraft. In 2008, due to the needs of national defense development, 24-year-old Qian Deshan, only 2 years out of vocational school, was assigned a new and unfamiliar task, debugging and assembling the compressor of a new main battle aircraft. Every day, I was always the first to arrive at the workshop, thinking about whether there was something I could improve or a method I could refine. I especially enjoy experimenting when working on a new product. Since childhood, I have loved machinery and figuring out how things work. When a fighter jet flies at high speed, its compressor also rotates at high speed, acting like the stabilizing anchor that regulates the cabin temperature. This stabilizing function relies on a small alloy counterweight that plays a crucial role. If the machining accuracy of the counterweight block does not meet the required standard, the compressor may shake violently or even become damaged during high-speed rotation, and the fighter jet's temperature balance could be disrupted, affecting flight safety. Qian Deshan's ability to cut with 1 milligram precision pushed the accuracy of the counterweight block to the highest level achievable in the industry. However, mastering this process brought repeated setbacks, even for someone as naturally analytical as Qian Deshan. Our entire operation involves removing weight little by little so that the compressor approaches perfect balance during high-speed rotation. Manual operation must come as close to zero error as possible, requiring both steady hands and exceptional tactile sensitivity. The counterweight block is located in a narrow, hard-to-reach position inside the compressor that can only be accessed through a small opening. Controlling an 8-pound drill suspended in mid-air, keeping the vibrating drill bit perpendicular to the curved surface of the counterweight is a test of strength, technique, and instinct. Facing the workshop wall, I practiced holding an 8-pound drill while keeping the drill bit perfectly perpendicular to a horizontal line. This scene has played out countless times throughout Qian's career. From the first minutes to eventually lasting 40 minutes, Qian Deshan practiced for more than 2 months, yet the greater challenge still lay ahead. The most difficult part of the process is removing material with milligram-level precision. When we first began, we had no idea how much material a single drill pass would remove, so we kept experimenting. Unwilling to waste usable components, Qian repeatedly practiced on discarded alloy blocks. Over the next 3 years, beyond regular working hours, he often stayed at his station from early morning after work and throughout weekends. Sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night suddenly thinking, could this adjustment work? And immediately get up to write it down. In what felt like an instant, 3 years passed thousands of practice sessions, tens of thousands of drill passes, and Qian Deshan grew from an ordinary worker into a leader in his field. Whenever a problem arose, through continuous thinking and exploration, he could always find a solution that impressed everyone. Growing from a junior college graduate into a skilled technician gives me a strong sense of accomplishment. In 2011, Qian Deshan successfully led the commissioning and assembly of China's first domestically developed advanced fighter compressor. At that moment, I felt deeply proud. I also felt that all our years of hard work had truly been worthwhile. 14 years have passed since the new fighter jet first took to the skies, and Chen Deshan has taught his signature operating method to every worker, increasing the machining accuracy of domestic fighter compressors by a factor of 4. Today, the innovation studio named after Chen Deshan is responsible for debugging and assembling components for the latest generation of fighter aircraft.